This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Philly Sports Guys show. Today is Friday, August 5th, and we had some Phillies play yesterday. There was a whole different team. It looked wholly different yesterday when they came back home. New pitcher, new center fielder. No more Didi Gregorius as he gets designated for assignment yesterday. A lot of things happening. So let's get right to it, talking about the Fightins. The Fightins come home after a pretty successful road trip where they were able to take 4 from the Pirates and 1 in Atlanta. Compliments of Castellanos the other day. And they come back home and literally it's an interesting game. Obviously, they have Thor, Noah Syndergaard, with his first start in a Phillies uniform, and he goes out there and he didn't have the best day. He did not have the best day whatsoever. It literally, he had given up. I think at one point it was like 9 hits in 2 and a third innings. Was able to get back in get it back under control for a little while, and then, like I said, but I think all told they gave up 11 hits on the day. They did win the game. They were able to get it all in under the wire right before the rain started. As compliments of Castellanos, who didn't really necessarily have a good day at the plate, but had a great arm and a great throw, and was able to throw out Yadier Hernandez. Is that who it was? Yeah, Yadier Hernandez at the plate for a double play to end the inning in the 5th inning, and then the rains came. And after a 2-hour delay, they wind up calling the game. So the Phillies do win this game 5-4. Noah Syndergaard does get the win. And the complete game, albeit only 5 innings. Couple of home runs, couple of smashes that were hit. Rhys Hoskins in the 1st inning hits one. And then Alec Bohm. Alec Bohm is literally still being on fire. He was on fire for the whole month of July. He starts to bring it into August, just doing really well. And now the power's starting to come because he was able to hit that one. And that was, again, a 2-run home run to cap off a 4-run inning that got started by the new guy in center field, the beard in center field, who is first off, that beard is something else, and you could tell that it's hot. But with all the hair that guy's got on there, after a few minutes of playing, he looks like a drowned caveman because he's like soaking wet from sweat, but he was able to get a single. Who said this guy couldn't hit? gets a little single over there, and starts the whole thing going where they get 4 runs in the 3rd inning and were able to hold off Washington enough for the 5-4 victory. Again, compliments of Castellanos throwing out Hernandez there at the plate for a double play, and ultimately being the biggest play of the game. Really, that was the biggest play of the game, making sure that they didn't score, because obviously we might still be waiting for the rain delay had that not occurred, or they would have had to start it early today and play the first half of the second half of this game first before they went ahead and played game number 2, or the game that happens today. That being said, let's go over some of the stats from yesterday. I tell you, the one thing that I did take notice to was that there was only one Washington National that did not get a hit against Syndergaard. Gave up 11 hits on the day. Thank God their pitcher, who only pitched 4 innings, all gave up 5 runs, gave up a couple of home runs and such like that. But Espino, who's now 0-4 on the season, he winds up getting the loss here. But like I said, Syndergaard wound up giving up 11 hits, and I'm going to give some of that to the fact that he traveled. He traveled, and then he got here, and then had to pitch. Yeah, that's a little bit. That's a little bit asking a lot. That's asking something from these pitchers. Hopefully, he has a better start second time around. All we need him to do is just get quality starts. Need to keep keep these guys under 3 runs in 6 innings. Need to get probably about 30 to 40 innings out of him throughout the course of the rest of the season. And if we can do that, he's going to be, pretty well. Once we get into the playoffs, we're going to have to figure something else out there. But he's got the stuff that's able to do this, be able to pitch. He should be able to come up strong in the playoffs if we need him, being the 4th or the 5th guy, against some of these tougher opponents. Like I said, I think that the Dodgers, we love going out to LA. We love hitting there. But we're going to need to be able to play some defense and have some good pitching arrive when we get into that spot. But in the meantime, like I said, we have the 4th easiest schedule moving forward, so he should be able to right himself here in the upcoming games. Because, like I said, we got 11 against Washington, who is now a AAA team. Obviously they lost everybody in the process, and they have like one really starting guy who was, from the Padres, who probably is not very happy, that he's now a national. So he's the most unhappy guy in Major League Baseball, going from the Padres, who are fighting for a wild card spot, to the Nationals, who are fighting to stay out of the basement in Major League Baseball. So here we go. Chris, who gives me a lot of information when I'm at other events. I get all of my Phillies updates and stuff like this from Chris. He says, remember to come early tonight to watch Dan Baker get noticed. Dan Baker, I'm not exactly sure what's happening today, but I know that they are honoring the 1980 Phillies. I got my ring yesterday. It was, a really nice, it's a lot better than everybody thought it would be. Everybody thought this little plastic thing, not that. They actually got very nicely done rings. They're not gold or anything like that, but it's a 1980 replica ring. It fits barely on my pinky. It looked really nice. Everybody was really excited about it. So, good morning from Sydney, Australia, or good evening, as it probably is afternoon or evening down there. And thank you, Tim, for joining us today. I appreciate it. So let's go over a couple of things. Excuse me. Some of the statistics from yesterday. Kyle Schwarber went 1 for 3 with a hit. Like I said, he just got a single. They were hitting the ball pretty well against this. I mean, there was a number of shots that just ended like at the not at the edge of the warning track, like in the middle or towards the wall of the warning track. There was like back to back to back where they were just hitting this guy and crushing this guy. Rhys Hoskins went 2 for 2 with a home run and 2 RBIs. Hey, good morning, Mike. Philly of the South down there in Tampa Bay. Eagles fans are everywhere. So definitely thank you for checking in and letting everybody know how Eagle Nation is down in Tampa. Uh, Derek Hall goes 1 for 2. Brandon Marsh, like I said, his first hit is first at bat as a Philly, gets a hit. He goes 1 for 2 yesterday. Like I said, the 2 home runs, one by Alec Boehm, who got a 3. It was a 3-run home run to cap off that 4-run third inning, which wound up being the game winner. That wound up being the game winner, especially because they came back and scored a couple of runs against Syndergaard in that fourth. Like I said, they were hitting them all over the place yesterday, and I'll take that on the travel. That's really where that mostly came from, I would assume. So, but you saw the Hammers out yesterday. There were some Thor fans that were in attendance yesterday at the stadium, and like I said, it was about 35,000. And literally, it was interesting because right as I took a look at the weather, I'm like, wow, those clouds are really dark. I took a look at the weather and I saw the big red splotch that was about to hit, and I'm like, I melt in the rain. I'm going to head out right now and literally beat all of the traffic. And I went to my living room, and I'll tell this after the break. But I went to the living room and actually had a very interesting. There was a whole bunch of people there that not normally there in my living room. So I did get a couple of pictures, and like I said, I'll go about that after the break. But today, again, we have a 7:05 start against the Nationals. Kyle Gibson going up against Josiah Gray. Kyle Gibson is 6-4 with a 4.6 ERA. Out of 107.2 innings pitched, he's got 84 strikeouts and 31 walks. Going up against Josiah Gray, who's got a pretty good record for them. He's 7-7 with a 4.59 ERA. In 102 innings, he's got 118 strikeouts and 43 walks. So he's got a little bit of, uh, command issues in terms of the walks, but is able to kind of, has been pretty productive for a Washington team that's only won 36 games. So he's really got 1/6, a little more than 1/6 of the wins. So that's what's going on. Yeah, there was a lot of lightning yesterday. I was surprised they didn't call the game. There was one time where there was a lightning strike that went overhead, and the crowd was like, "Ooh!" I'm surprised they didn't call it right then and there. They wanted to get the inning in, and Noah tried to make it as hard as possible because, like I said, everybody was hitting him, and he wound up getting that fly ball on Castellanos with a strike to wind up making sure the game did not get tied. And they tried to get out there for the bottom half of the fifth. That didn't even happen. The rain delay started, and then 2.5 hours later, they called the game due to rain. And like I said, it was probably best because it still rained a lot afterwards. It was a big mess and a little soupy, so it's hard to kind of do those things after the fact. But yeah, there was some beautiful lightning strikes that happened yesterday. So this was the first of 11 games that we have with the Nationals coming up between now and the end of the season. We actually have the most games with the Nationals out of everybody, and that turns out to be 20% of our season is against the Nationals. Obviously, that with a record of 36-71, we need to continue to stay on the gas and take every win that we can against them. The Phillies do have the fourth easiest schedule moving forward. We don't have many more games. I think we only have 5 more games left with Atlanta. We have 6 more games left with the Mets. So there's a lot of different those teams in the playoffs, the playoff hunt, we don't go up against very much. So it's going to be important for us to win the games we have to. And winning the lion's share of these games against Washington. Do I think we're going to win them all? It's going to be hard. That's not something that's easy to do for any baseball team. You can't win. To sweep a series like that out of 11 games is a lot. So I can't imagine there's going to be 1 or 2 losses, but they're need to take as many wins as possible from these guys. And it's going to start again tonight with Kyle Gibson. Let's go to a quick commercial break. And once we get back, I'll tell you about who was in my living room yesterday and maybe even show a picture. Actually, I won't be able to show a picture because I can't get it out to you guys today, but maybe sometime next week, I'll show you some of the pictures of this week going up. But we'll talk about that and what's happening this weekend in the world of sports and where I'm going to be. So we'll be back right after these commercial messages.
The Hometown Foundation is excited to bring back the Dream Ride experience, August 26th to the 28th at Connecticut's Farmington Polo Club. Join us in celebrating the accomplishments of our Dream Riders while enjoying live music, a car and motorcycle show, family fun zone, pet adoptions, canine demonstrations, the Fireman's Chili Cook-Off, and much, much more. Get your tickets today.
What's up, everybody? Philly Sports Guy here, and it's fantasy football season. And if you want me to announce your order of your draft, all you have to do is go to Cameo. Go ahead and look up the Philly Sports Guy and tell me who's in your draft, and I'll choose who goes first, who goes last, so that you don't have to worry about whether the commissioner's cheating and getting the first pick again this year. So reach out to the Philly Sports Guy on Cameo for not only fantasy football, but for all your messaging needs. I'll give you a shout out. I'll get happy birthday. I can say hello to the troops overseas or anything else you want to have messaged about. So reach out for the Philly Sports Guy on Cameo. And go Birds! Yeah!
About me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Wait, no, you gotta get me at the random. I'm not prepared.
What a wonderful world. They're really saying I love you. What a wonderful.
What's up, everybody? It's the Philly Sports Guy here with Philly Sports Trips. And, you know, we're going to Houston this year. And I got a couple Houston fans right here just to say, and I want to know, are you guys ready for the Bird Gang to go to Houston? So what are we going to do when we get to Houston? We're going to melt. We're going to melt the humidity. The Eagles will just be picking the carcasses of the Texans. Well, listen, we'll see you this NFL season. Go Birds! Yeah!
I mean, you can see right now, without LeBron, Lakers are struggling.
Let me tell you about a team I hate, all right? I know the Dallas Cowboys fan is here, so I had to make sure he knew how much I hate this team.
I'm ready.
I've often said that the people who run baseball, they try very hard to ruin it.
I'm from Brooklyn. I don't have a problem saying it to his face. Oh, I'm from Brooklyn. Hey, get us any.
And we are back. And like I said, there was a lot that happened yesterday that was not on the field with me. I actually just back up even a little bit more. Philly sports trips. They are going. We're going to Arizona, and we have almost a full plane. We chartered a whole plane, so you could come with Eagles fans on our plane. You don't have to go travel commercially. So you can go to phillysportstrips.com. They're also having a charity event, a charity golf outing in Arizona. So you would be able to go and bring your golf clubs and go and hit the links out in Arizona, all for a great cause out there. However, I'm not a golfer. So while they are doing the first Philly Sports Trips Open for charity, we're going to have the first PSG Open, and you could go and get on the links with me. And my links are miniature golf. So we are going to have a miniature golf tournament in Arizona while everybody's doing the big links and they're hitting tee shots. Our tee shots are just going to be going right into the cup because we're going to get a lot of holes in one that day. And I kind of expect it's going to be a lot of fun, all for charity. We're going to do it for the Eagles Autism Foundation. And it's going to be a lot of interesting people that are going to be there playing miniature golf with us. So if you are going to Arizona, feel free to come in and ask about the PSG Open, the first and the inaugural PSG Open, where we're going to be killing it out on the miniature golf course. So, and that can only happen in Arizona. So definitely go to phillysportstrips.com to find out all of the details about that. So yesterday, Jason, it's funny. We were talking about that a little bit ago. Maybe it was yesterday on the show. I actually am co-hosting, started up every morning at 6:00, and we were talking about what could possibly get Thompson fired or get him replaced. And my thoughts is that as long as the Phillies do not go into their swoon in September, if they make the playoffs, he's going to wind up being the manager of this team. Short of that, if he doesn't make the playoffs or if they have a problem that they've continued to have in September, that would be cause for him maybe not to come back next year. I don't expect that to happen. I think he's got these guys a lot better. The team is a lot better in general. You can see, like I said, they don't have some of the pieces that they had before. Don't got to worry about Familia. We don't have to worry about Adubel with his gaffes on the base paths. And now, like I said, Didi Gregorius, although he was a good clubhouse guy, unfortunately, he made the most sense, and they needed to make room for everybody to come in and people coming back. So especially with Segura coming back, Harper is about 3 weeks away, so they're still going to have to make some more moves, to find some space for him. It may actually signify the end of Derek Hall, although he has been great up here. He's not. Somebody is going to have to go down, and because he doesn't play the field, that's where it would probably be. Because ultimately they're going to have a big logjam in designated hitter with Harper coming back. The moment he got those pins removed, like I said, he was in the batting cages. So he's already getting started to come, for this fight back to get, for the hunt for Red October, which I think is coming to a ballpark, Citizens Bank Park, very, very soon, specifically the month of October. But anyways, like I said, there was some very interesting people in my living room. And if anybody who follows me knows, my living room is Dolan's Bar. I am, there just about every night. Like I said, I do not have cable. So if I want to watch any one of the games, I have to go to the bar to watch it. I cannot watch it from home, which is probably good. Who needs a television at home anyways? Cable's way too much money, and I don't watch TV or movies very often. So if I'm going to watch sports, I'm going to go out to watch sports. And if there's a home team, I'm usually going to the game anyway. So why bother with any of that? But last night, and in my living room, Dolan's Bar, I come back from the game. It's like I said, I beat the rain and beat the traffic because there was close to 40,000 people there yesterday, all getting their rings and such like that. So I beat the traffic and I go back home, and there in my living room are a whole bunch of the Flyers personnel. You have Jim Jackson and also Al Morganti, Lou Nolan, all of which were there. And they were saying goodbye to Zach Hill, who's worked for the Flyers for 30 years, was the vice president, PR director of the Flyers. So congratulations to him. But they had a whole bunch of executives up there to wish him well. And of course, I had to get my picture with Jim Jackson. And then, of course, as they were in the rain delay, they were showing some, different shows about things. And of course, then you see him on TV, and it was kind of funny because I love, I don't ever get to see myself on television, and I always have an interest in how people view themselves when they're watching TV. So if you're sitting there, and obviously he's just having fun, he's having a couple of drinks, and all of a sudden his face comes on the screen, and it's kind of funny because their group goes, "Hey, look who it is," and then we're all watching. So I sit there and I'm watching him, and of course, he's talking, so you're not really watching yourself on TV, but it is kind of interesting. So I had to give myself put in my 2 cents. I'm like, "Hey, Jim, you look better in person than you do on TV." I don't know if that was the best thing to say. I thought it was just kind of funny. It was the first thing that came out of my mouth, but obviously he took it in stride. He thought it was a funny joke, as did everybody else. But like I said, it's great when you see that, and you never know who's going to arrive into my living room. Dolan's Bar is a great spot. We have Hollis Thomas. It's one of his favorite. Barrett Brooks will show up. Jordan Mailata has been there. We always have Mickey Morandini, Milt Thompson, Kevin Stocker. This is the home of celebrity boxing. When they want to do any type of announcement, they come to Dolan's. They just announced that for celebrity boxing that they're going to have celebrity flag football, and it's going to be G Cobb's team versus Hollis Thomas's team. So the Tank versus G in flag football, and anybody's able to join that. All you have to do is go to celebrityboxing.com and sign up there. I believe the link is under celebrity flag football. Really, the celebrities are the 2 ex-Philadelphia Eagles that you're going to be coaching these teams. I am going to try to get out there. I got some moves. I can still catch the ball and I can still cover. So I'm a great free safety and strong safety. So when I can close in on a ball, I know how to get the ball out of people's hands and stuff like that. So I am excited to maybe try out for this team and maybe can still have some moves. Every time that I've played football, it's been a while. It's been a year or two. But on our Thanksgiving game, I was always the favorites for MVP of the game. So it's been a minute since I've played. Like I said, I'd have to do a little bit of stretching. I'm probably not as fast as I was even a couple of years ago, but I'm excited to go out for this team and see where I get chosen in the celebrity football draft as the Philly sports guy. Anyways, so what's happening this weekend? Because this is our last show until Monday. So we have, of course, the Phillies finish out on Sunday. There's Pete Rose is going to be in town there because they're honoring the 1980 Phillies. And they're going to be honoring the 1980 Phillies throughout the next few days. So this is their weekend to honor them. I believe, what is it? We're going to be in Cincinnati. So the Union plays Cincinnati in Cincinnati. So that's not something that you're going to be able to attend. Like I said, and the Eagles have their open practice happening on Sunday. Saturday morning, Dick Vermeil gets inducted into the Hall of Fame. So definitely tune into that. You'll be able to see that. Thank you very much, Chris, for mentioning that as well. He gets into the Hall of Fame. Sometimes the talk to text doesn't always work the best, but anyways, like I said, it's going to be a packed weekend. People are going to be going to the Eagles game. First, I'm going to do the Phillies and the Eagles practice. So there's going to be a lot happening just on that Sunday, doing the double duty. So definitely come check it out. And if you want to run into me before the game, I'm usually at Xfinity Live. And at the game, I'm in left field. So definitely come find me. And at practice, I'll be walking around all over the place, enjoying the Philadelphia Eagles back right before they start their preseason against the Jets. So everybody, thank you very much for joining us today, and I'll be back next week. So we'll be back on Monday. So thanks. Everybody have a great weekend. And as always, go Philly. Yeah.